Hi, and happy Friday. Everybody, welcome to another live tarot reading with Liz Zamorski. You are so welcome here. I love getting your questions and your chats. I'm going to be pulling some cards for the collective energy while I'm waiting for your questions. And these are just going to give us an overview of what's going on with the energy in the collective of people watching this video for this weekend. So if you're watching this video in the future, this can still apply to you. I don't put time stamps or anything on my readings, but so just wherever you're at time-wise, you can just think that this is basically for now and like the next 3 days. So I'm just going to pull some cards while I'm waiting. If you do have a question that you'd like me to pull a card for, I'm happy to have you here. I do ask that you like, share, and subscribe. It really helps me grow this channel and get the word out. But you can go ahead and ask your question in the chat box. And if you want to say thank you in another way, I have a virtual tip jar in the description box below this reading. And then I also have my website information down there if you'd want to book a private reading with me. I do offer premium 1-hour readings where you get a one-on-one reading over Zoom, and you get a recording of the call afterwards, as well as a debrief email, and you get high-resolution images of all the cards I pull. So I do offer premium readings, and those are available on my website. But so the current energy that I picked up for the collective for this weekend is from the Enchanted Map deck by Colette Baron Reed, and this is so beautiful. It's number 4, Spirit of Place. And the first thing that jumps out at me from this card is that recently I've been getting so many 4 energies, and it just feels like this is a message that's like, it just keeps coming through for people that I'm reading for. And it just feels like this collective energy of us being called to build a stronger foundation. And with Mars going retrograde through Aries right now into November, what we're being taught to do, or what we're being asked to do by that energy, is just to kind of take a step back and stop being so forward, like pushing forward all the time. And instead it's like, go back and check your foundation. Go back and check the foundation for cracks, see what's going on, see how things are, see how the things you've already planted are either coming to fruition or are giving you messages, because it just feels like there's something about like rechecking the foundation, especially if you live near water. It feels like there's some people who might be experiencing some issues. I don't know if there are tropical storms around the Gulf region right now, but it feels like they're like Louisiana. I'm seeing Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi, like that whole like west of Florida. And it just feels like there are going to be people who are going to have leakages through the foundation into their basement or cellar. It does feel like somebody who has like a finished basement. So it's like really nicely done and it just gets destroyed. So definitely at this point, just check your water insurance, see if you have flood insurance, I'm hearing. And like if you have, for some reason, if you have a box of like family heirlooms that you keep in your basement, just for the next couple weeks or so, just put it up somewhere higher. Like I'm just seeing this, just like photo albums, that kind of thing, just put them on like a higher level in your house for a little while, because it feels like there's going to be some water damage. And those are the types of things that people might keep in a basement that you're not going to be like, you can replace carpeting. You can't replace your grandma's photo album. So I felt called to like, say that to whoever this is for, that like, just be mindful of that. But this Spirit of Place, I mean, it's beautiful because it really is the present energy. We've got this beautiful fall scene here and this kind of whimsical fairy type person. And so this is definitely like right now. This is in the present moment. And what this one is really telling me is they're bringing in the name Hecate or Hecate, like I don't know how it's pronounced, but it's spelled Hecate, and it's the goddess of hearth and home. And so it just feels like this, that message that I just gave, like be careful with things in your home, really feather your nest, but also be mindful of all energies in your house. So whether that's physical energy with the actual building itself, with the people inside, with the way that you're kind of feathering your nest for winter, if you're in the northern hemisphere, if you're in the southern hemisphere, get your summer on. But man, I love the fall, but there's part of me that's like, what I wouldn't give to be going into summer right now this year, you know? So if you're in Australia, good day, and or I guess good evening, and we're all thinking of you guys, South Africans, South America. I'm just going to keep naming Southern Hemisphere places so I don't leave anybody out. Number 24, stuck in the mud, stuck in the middle with you. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. This is a very spiritual feeling card where it's just like your guides are coming in and they're saying like, oh, I'm so sorry about my non-manicure there. But anyway, okay, that's that energy, being stuck in the mud, being like kind of not like you're not moving, but that there's like these little slippages in your energy where like stuff like that, like, oh, look at my nails. You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of vibe can start going lower and you're being called to like be a little bit more mindful of that right now. So you don't get like fully stuck. You don't want to get fully stuck. So if it starts feeling like you are, just get really mindful. And getting really mindful means really embracing the moment, not dreaming of like your next 5 steps or what you're going to do next week or next month or next year. Like, I want $1 million. I want this, like, and not falling back on the past and being like, why did I say that? Why won't they come back to me? Like, what is going on here? Why, like, I wish I could go back. It just feels like there's been this pull on you, whatever energies I'm connecting with, there's been this pull on you, either like pulling you into the future or like keeping you in the past. And it just feels like when this energy comes up where you start feeling that, you know, I'll use my non-manicure as the example. When you start noticing things like that just make you feel bad, do not follow that road. I'm not saying like deny your emotions, but it's like when stuff that is not actually serving you is popping up in your head. Like, what does it serve me to be concerned about the way my nails look right now on this call? Like, no, my concern is that I want to be able to channel clear information to you. And so, like getting this, like getting yourself out of that energetic loop sometimes of like, okay, I want to ensure that I'm not getting stuck here. What's actually happening? What's happening right now? Am I sad? Am I angry? Am I nervous? Am I, like what's bringing that to my attention? And what do I need to do to heal that? So that way, like, I'm not letting that just suck me down like it normally would, Whew. I'm not sure if anyone's going to show up on the live, which is totally fine because you can watch this replay as well, and this will still apply to you. But I'm going to pull a card of just like anything that you need to release over the next few days. And you got number 29 coming to life, also from the Enchanted Map. And what this one feels like, just give me a second. Yeah, if you look on this card, you can see in the bottom half, it's a statue. It's a statue, and this person is basically going from being like, their leg is still there, but it feels like this is kind of like they're emerging, or this energy is receding. So it feels like you're being called to release that feeling of being so rigid, like, oh, you kind of have like one way of being, one way of doing, one way of scheduling, one way of getting down your to-do list. Like, there's a right way, and this is how I live my life, and this is what I'm going to do. And what this is telling you is it's time to come to life. Leave behind that stiff as a statue. Leave behind that person who is so consumed with work and concrete things that you forgot how to have fun and shine your light. And what that ended up doing, it feels like, was to start affecting those around you, and you became more and more and more and more isolated. And you were like, but you were able to self-soothe with your work, or like whatever this statue thing was, like that was kind of your crutch, where you were like, okay, fine. Like, I don't have time for those people anyway, because I'm so busy with work, or like, I just don't have time to meet with people and hang out and And like, you basically blocked out that joy and that community by like going deeper into the thing that was keeping you rigid. And now it's time to let that loose. And especially going into the weekend, if you're watching this on like Friday, Saturday, really take that energy and really let that dictate how you show up this weekend, because you're being asked to show up in a much more lively, supportive role and not kind of be like this background figure statue thing. That's a technical term, by the way. Anyway, so the last thing to release is like number 5, the goblins. Look at those creepy little guys. Yeah. And it's just like release those gremlins in your head that come in and tell you that you're not good enough, or release like that 5 is a big change is coming. So, this is probably the last card I'm going to pull unless I start getting questions in on the live. Just so that way this doesn't go on and on and on. But so it just feels like allow yourself to really step into these changes that are coming about and really release those goblins, release the things that you've just habitually had on your own back that you just carried and like it's over. It's time to move on. It's time to let those guys go. It's time to let those negative voices, those I can't do it, I'm not good enough. It's time to let those things go, because as we're moving forward, there's not room for that. Like for you to be able to be successful in like you shining your light, being your best self, being happy, being loved, feeling loved, being able to receive and give love, happiness, everything good. You need to really stop that negative voice or the series of negative voices in your head. Like there's just not room for that in the joy-filled life that you're headed into. If that is truly your path, like you cannot be carrying around these old things that they didn't even work for you then. They just kept you small. So then you didn't want more. So then you were like, life's fine. I get like, life's good. I have nothing to complain about. But like, those gremlins kept you there because it was like, how dare you think that you could be more? Because being more means that you have to do that number 5 change. And that generally means that a bunch of those gremlins have to go away. So like, but they're there to keep you safe, because like same is safe for humans. And daring and moving forward and taking the steps and doing it, that is like it's not wired into us to do that in certain ways, because like different would mean you would be left by the pack. So it's totally natural. It's totally normal to have those voices, but now that you know that you can do something about it, do it. Okay. All right. I love you guys with all my heart. Have a great weekend and I'll see you next week. Bye.